Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's the word? You're now tuned in to All American Basketball Podcast with OGBazz, giving y'all live breakdowns, man, on the newest prospects, the young generation coming up from high school, college. You know what I mean? The rookies that's doing their thing. Also gonna be bringing y'all, you know what I mean, some of the stars coming out the Euro League and also the G League. You know what I mean? So it's like we gotta highlight everybody. You know what I mean? This draft coming up, 2026 NBA draft. I actually said that last year was gonna probably have a better draft class, far as like future all stars, all pros, and Hall of Famers. I still kind of think, even though it's a lot of talent this year, but I still kind of think last year is gonna, you know what I mean, gonna be a better draft, even though they saying this year, I believe so, because all it takes, really, even for this draft, people just got to be healthy. Because you got to think, with Cooper Flag, you had Edgecombe, VJ Edgecombe. You seen what he was doing. Ace Bailey was injured, but when he was playing, he was scoring 20, stuff like that. He was getting his buckets. You know what I'm saying? Forgot my man that's in Washington. It came from Texas. Also, it's just you know what I mean? You have a lot. You got Knuppel. Um, you still got people that's back in the draft that, you know what I mean, probably didn't get the opportunity like that, but they nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, for whatever reason they didn't. But I feel like, you know, if that draft could get back healthy from last year, that'd be great. But this year, you know, you definitely got some rising stars. There is a stacked draft. You know what I mean? Potentially Dybantsa is the number one pick. Him, Darryn Peterson. Right now we got an update. You know what I mean? Shout out to Darryn Peterson. He came into the college year as the number one prospect, as the number one pick though. He came into the season, but you know what I mean, he was having injuries, cramps, stuff like that. You know, it was times where he wasn't playing most of the game, but he still was scoring his buckets. He probably still averaged like 17, 18 a game. You know what I mean? Getting his buckets and everything like that. They was, you know, giving him comparisons to Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Kobe Bryant. So even for that to come out the mouth, he must be one of them guys. You know what I mean? And I did see the footage, like he is one of those guys when healthy. So Darryn Peterson canceled. You know what I mean? He only did the workout with the number one pick, which is Washington Wizards. You know what I mean? Not Utah, not Memphis. Who else was there? I believe not Chicago, and not the Nets. So what's going on there? I guess he's looking at it like, hey, number one, or the other teams know what they're getting. You know what I mean? Like, see, that's what he been doing through the season, through college season, like, you know, taking off. I'm all right. I don't need to go back in, or you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just didn't see that passion from him, like Dybantsa. But you know what I mean? When I seen they game, I was like, hey, it all depends on what the team need. You feel me? So when you look at it, the Wizards, you know what I mean? Yeah, they would basically need I'm trying to think, because you know what I mean, like I said, the kid Johnson, no, Trey Johnson, you know what I mean, he's like a two guard and stuff like that. Then you got Trey. So right now, you know what I mean, like they need a small forward. And that's where Dybantsa, you know what I mean, like will land. You know what I mean? They need somebody like him. They don't need somebody where you don't know how Darryn Peterson health is gonna be, or I definitely hope so. You know what I mean? Because I feel if he would have played through the whole season, he could have possibly been a number one pick. But it's tough with AJ Dybantsa there. You know what I mean? So about Darryn Peterson. You know what I mean? Darryn Peterson is widely viewed as one of the top prospects in the 2026 NBA draft class. The 6'5" guard averaged 20.2 points a game, 4.2 rebounds at Kansas while showing elite scoring ability, two-way potential, and NBA ready size. Who is Darryn Peterson? Darryn Peterson is a combo guard from Kansas who entered college as one of the most highly ranked recruit in America. He has been projected as a top 3 NBA pick due to his scoring, athleticism, size, and defensive upside. You know what I mean? Like yeah, he definitely well, they was playing zone a lot, but you know, he was hustling. I guess he gets his hand on the ball. I didn't really see too much of the defense too much from him. I you know what I mean? Like I did see a little from AJ Dybantsa and stuff like that. I'm not saying he can't, but I didn't catch that, you know what I mean, as far as when they was playing. Any NBA team drafted him should immediately invest in his development as a primary ball handler and offensive creator. You know what I mean? What makes him special? Yeah, elite shot creator, a strong finisher at the rim. Yes, he can finish at the rim. Like he kind of got like that Kyrie Irving touch, like around the rim. Far as you know what I mean, with landed like his touch is just very unique. NBA size for a guard, can score from all 3 levels. High basketball IQ, defend multiple positions, strong competitiveness and motor. Um, well, the solution is to build the offense around his ability to attack, create, and score while gradually expanding his playmaking responsibilities. You know what I mean? And also make sure. Well, he'll have it. I'm sure he got his own money. He needs to make sure he's investing in that. You know, the physical team to make sure his body is right. You know what I mean, and he's healthy. He's able to play. You know what I mean, because you don't want to get there your first. You know what I mean, and be like because he may go second to Utah, and he'll be over there with Ace Bailey. Um, Utah got it. Listen, they get Darryn Peterson. They're gonna have a team on their hands, bro. Watch out. I feel it make more sense for Darryn Peterson to go to Utah. Go to Utah, bro. Yo, you got basically everything you need. Even if you go in there as the point, if they turn you into the you know what I mean, or whatever, like you 6'5", you know what I'm saying? They want to be able to put the ball in his hand. You know what I mean? So it's like, why not? You go in there as the point and see how it happens from there. Even though you're naturally a two guard, but it's athleticism and everything make him be able to dribble from the one. You know what I mean? So what is his biggest weaknesses? Not yet a natural full-time point guard. Playmaking still developing. Injury cramping concerns during his freshman season. As I said, injury cramping. He was cramping up a lot, not playing the second half, or you know what I mean, times where they possibly needed him and everything like that. If he would have been, even though I think he played, you know what I mean, throughout the tournament, but I guess all of those cramps throughout the season, it didn't help him out. Needs to improve consistency as a facilitator, which he will in the NBA because it'll open up the lanes, open up more, and he do got a team where they can knock down the shot if you know what I mean, like they're doubling on him. Can be more physical, defending certain actions and screens. The solution: NBA coaching staff should focus on pick and roll reads, decision making, strength and conditioning, managing workload and health. But that's he's so young and you gotta manage workload and health. See what I'm saying? When you add that, that's why he wouldn't be the number one pick. You feel what I'm saying? That's why he may not be the number one pick, depending on how that go. Like, cause it's like he don't want to take. He's still gonna have to take physical and stuff like that. So it's like, you know what I mean? You gotta, if you're a team, you want to make sure everything is good far as with that. You know what I mean? You want to make sure everything is good because it's other talent that you'll pass up on. You know what I mean? If you don't get, you know what I mean, a Darryn Peterson that's at least 80% healthy through his whole career. You know what I mean? Like you need it like that. You know what I mean? Make sure you good. Can he be a franchise player? Absolutely he can. Absolutely he can. You know what I mean? Many scouts believe Peterson possesses franchise player upside because of his scoring versatility, defensive potential, and ability to impact games on both ends of the floor. So, you know what I mean? Just place him in a system with veterans and spacing around him so he can grow into a lead role instead of carrying a rebuilding team. That's what I said. You know what I mean? They'll be able to open up the court, you know what I mean? Because Utah definitely have wings. You know what I'm saying? They got young, you know what I mean, young guards, as far as guards to wings to where marketing, I don't marketing probably be out of it, but they should keep them, you know what I mean, for another year. You know what I mean? Let them play it out. Why our team so high on them? Size, athleticism, shooting, defense, toughness, competitive mentality. Many analysts view him as one of the elite prospects in a loaded draft class that also includes AJ Dybantsa and Cameron Boozer. Also Celeb Wilson. Don't forget about that. Whichever team drafts him should prioritize development, patience instead of expecting immediate superstardom. You know what I mean? That's for sure. You know what I mean? Just let them. That's why I said you got a team for the young players in the second, third year. You know what I mean? Everybody will be able to gel. Sometimes you got to let some of them third year players that's really nice, take the lead and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Because Ace Bailey didn't play a whole year, so it's gonna be like border like his still his rookie year. You know what I mean? Why did he miss games at Kansas? You know what I mean? He dealt with several cramping issues, health concerns during the season, which affected his availability and caused him to miss games. You know what I mean? He later revealed that, you know what I mean, the creatine related, you know what I mean, complications contributed to those problems. You know what I mean? I would say continue monitoring nutrition, hydration, and recovery programs at the NBA level. Yes, make sure you going through those. I'm sure if you're with the team, all of that come free and all of that. You know what I mean? You want to definitely take advantage of that instead of out balling and stuff. So his NBA comparisons, best case scenario, Ant-Man, Devin Booker, Dwayne Wade, realistic outcome far as with his career, you know what I mean? A multi-time all-star, 25-point scorer, two-way impact guard. You know what I mean? High-level starting shooting guard. And I just can't wait. I just can't wait to the draft. I'm gonna definitely be on here live, going through the NBA draft right here on All American Basketball Podcast with your boy OGBazz. So my final take is Darryn Peterson has the talent to become a franchise cornerstone. His combination of size, scoring, athleticism, and defensive upside makes him one of the safest and highest upside prospects in the entire draft. If he stays healthy and improves as a playmaker, he has legitimate all NBA potential, you know. So, we looking forward to it. You know what I mean? So my question to the chat, do y'all think Darryn Peterson really the best player in the 2026 NBA draft? Make sure you put it in the comments. I appreciate y'all. Hit the like button. make sure you comment. Let me know if you feel Darryn Peterson, meaning that he only visited the Wizards. You know, I understand sometimes they go through, if they know they're gonna be a top three, they go through the, like, three teams. So he only went through one. And Darryn Peterson and Dybantsa is projected as the number one right now. You know what I mean? So let me know in the comments what y'all think. Is it gonna be Darryn Peterson? Is it gonna be Dybantsa? Make sure you see my video on the breakdown of Dybantsa as well, man. I appreciate y'all. Have a safe night. It's your boy OGBazz.